Eye-opener? Endless currency printing only benefits those who control the printer. The US government and the Federal Reserve banking system proved without a doubt that the dollar isn't even as good as the currency in the game Monopoly. A government printing 40% of its nearly 100-year-old currency in just 2 years, as was the case shortly after the COVID pandemic, is bad enough. But then to give most of it to 1%, actually less than 1% of the population, is ridiculous and ultimately unsustainable. At that point, you've made your currency literally worthless, or more accurately, worth less. Which version of this description is up to you, because both are appropriate. To explain why, I offer the following example. Imagine a game of Monopoly where one of the players gets to open a second Monopoly game box. That player then gets to take 40% of the money from the second game box, and gets to keep all of that extra money and use it in the original game. Does this sound fair? No. And this is just a game that only impacts 4 players at most. Now scale that up to almost 350 million people and reduce those who get the extra money to 1% of the population instead of the 25%, as was represented in the Monopoly game example. This is a problem that should not, nor need to exist. As has been stated in previous posts here, the game example represents an artificially created scarcity. As was written in the book, Solutions, Enough Complaining, Let's Fix America. A link to the book is provided below. Once one player in the Monopoly scenario, or the 1% in the case of the United States of America, has all the money or most of it, the game is all but over. That is what has happened in America. The inequality that such a devaluation of a currency causes is unsustainable and can only worsen over time. This is inevitable because wealth that is drained from the poor, the middle class, and even the upper middle class through the legal but immoral theft of money, property, and liberty causes the economy to stagnate and collapse as the inequality grows exponentially. Just look at how quickly America is declining. Not only are those things we expect to occur in a lopsided economy happening at ever-increasing rates, those we don't expect to increase so fast are doing so as well. While many might expect homelessness to skyrocket as real estate becomes the realm of the elite, fewer would have seen the influx of illegal immigrants that inundate so many American cities today. One might speculate that, if there were no benefit for the rich to allow so many people to flood across US borders, they might use their money to stop it. Why wouldn't they? The same cities in which they live have become more crime-ridden due to the drain on resources that would normally be allocated to poor Americans. Or not. I just can't fathom that the elite enjoy the wider safe zones available in a city in which the residents have all of their needs met. The more poverty created by increased inequality, the fewer places the rich can go and the fewer people they can trust. When I say trust, I mean the fewer people the rich perceive they can trust. The final thing I will say about the impact that inequality will have on those who cause and benefit from it is the following. Where will the rich go when they turn the entire planet into one giant ghetto? To find out other ways you're being screwed by your current leaders, check out the posts on this blog daily. Learn about the biggest and worst issues that America and its people face today. You can also check in to learn about those issues that America and its people will face in the near and distant future. If, however, you would like to learn about possible solutions to either mitigate the worst impacts of these issues or solutions to avoid them altogether, keep listening. The problems we face are not as complicated as so many leaders and news reports claim. They are man-made and are only claimed as complicated so those who are responsible can maintain control. For example, there is a persistent argument that moving government is like turning a cruise ship around. It is supposedly a long process that can only be achieved incrementally. While this may be true for laws and policies that benefit the majority of Americans, it does not seem to be so for that smallest of American minorities. When one examines the policies and laws that benefit that minority known as the elite or the rich, the speed at which those laws are passed is exponentially faster. While most of us sit on the deck chairs, waiting for the Titanic to avoid the myriad of icebergs of which we seem to continually run afoul, the elite ride comfortably in speedboats. If, according to our Constitution, all men are created equal, why do the rich live quite different lives than the rest of us? Where is our speedboat? In 2018, Chris Osman wrote a book highlighting the problems humanity would face if more power, wealth, and control were funneled to a small cohort of individuals, groups, or organizations. In that book, Mr. Osman provided solutions, from himself and others, to the inevitable problems we would all face. In it, he also provided a means for the public to analyze, compare, and contrast the words and deeds of those we've chosen to follow against our real-world experiences. To this end, Mr. Osman provides the means for readers to disseminate information as provided by their news sources of choice, their elected officials, and any other authority they choose to follow. The book, titled Solutions, Enough Complaining. Let's Fix America offers a means to hold leaders up to not just a higher standard than is currently accepted, but one that will improve lives. A dollar saved is a dollar they will try to steal. Click the link below and get your copy today.